Hey guys, it's Reaper here today. We're playing Kerbal Space Program, and this may end up being a tutorial. I'm not really sure. I'll probably end up making a tutorial to be for something. But I just want to show you something really cool that I ended up happening when I had an issue with MechJeb. It was causing my game to lag horrendously. I was getting literally 5 frames per second on space stations. There were one that were similar from the one I'm about to show you. So I ended up restarting my whole game and I ripped out MechJeb. I do everything legit now, so you'll probably see me mess up a lot in these tutorials. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But I managed to build this station that I'm about to show you from all legit, no MechJeb, nothing. But what I want to show you guys today was in the background you can see we're having a solar eclipse, and I just thought that was really cool and I wanted to share that with you guys. Um, this is my space station. I have quantum cores in. I don't. There was someone who actually went in and edited the DLL file to make it work for 0.21 since the mod author hasn't made it work yet. And I'm very grateful for whoever did that. But as you guys see in the background, a solar eclipse, and I just thought that was really cool. And I'm going to take a screenshot for Steam, and hopefully that will mess it up. Okay, cool, it didn't. But this is my space station. I have 3 Rocco Max fuel tanks. It has a lot more fuel capacity modeled one and a lot more docking modules. And I don't even have the big solar panels out yet. Actually, I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. It only has 2 instead of 3. I kind of was like, I don't really need 3. It doesn't have an awesome observation dome like the last one though. Something I'm kind of sad about, but I have a shuttle up that using the Cosmos space station parts, I can have these monopropellant fuel tanks, and I use monopropellant engines. It burns everything off monopropellant. And these things have monopropellant. There's a lot of monopropellant on the station. There is 7,025 as you can tell. And I have life support mod also, you can see by carbon dioxide levels. I need to actually activate the scrubbers to get rid of that carbon dioxide. Activate scrubbers. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the awesome solar eclipse that happened. This is the second one I've ever seen in game. I tried to record the one the first time, but my computer was acting really weird. I'm having some issues with my graphics card where it just wants to go total dirt mode. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that. I just thought it was really cool. I'll show you guys what I've been doing too. This is my new space station. That's why I haven't recorded a video for the past couple days. I've been having to rebuild my space station. And I already did a rendezvous and docking tutorial, and I didn't think you guys wanted to see it again. This is... If you want a rundown on what the station is, so you guys can build one yourself, it is... The Rocco Max fuel tanks are on the bottom. The first thing you want to send up is the space station core. It involves 2 hitchhiker modules, a Mark II lander can, the little, I don't know what those are called, but the adapters from 2.7, 2.5 to 1.25, and a docking port on each end. Docking ports on the side, not on the direct front, which if you'll give me one moment to rotate this fat thing. Maybe. I hope this doesn't. It's off balance. You're not really supposed to rotate space stations. But I'll go ahead and rotate it for you guys. Okay. And then fast forward so it stops moving. Okay. You see that this is the front. Crew hatches are all aligned. Then there's docking ports on both sides. And there's one in the back. I have these things. These are all built with stock parts. The station itself is built with stock parts besides quantum core. These are those cylinders under structure tab, the girders, and 2 docking ports on each side. Put them in a ring of 4. You can put them in a ring of 6 if you want to. I just did 4. And I put 2 on each side. You can tell I only have 1 ship docked right now. I renamed my station Atlas because in Greek mythology, Atlas is the titan that held up the world. And I thought that was kind of nifty because this station will be holding on my space station program because I'll be using it a lot. That's why there's a lot of fuel. I currently only have 2 probes. I just got a probe in orbit above Minmus. That was a pain because you can see Minmus orbit's really derpy. I have a probe above Jupiter, or I'm sorry, above the moon. I named my probes Jupiter and Jupiter 2 so far, and that's really all I've done off camera. I'll probably do a video on getting to the moon. Actually, you know what? I will show you guys right now how to get to the moon. Space Center, but this is my space station. If you guys have any questions on how I did any of this, feel free to send a comment in the comment section. I haven't gotten any comments, but we're up to 3 subscribers and 200 something views total, which you guys are probably going, only 3, but hey, that's a lot for me. but I don't know why I clicked on this button. I actually have the Jupiter Pro body. The Jupiter Pro body that I uses Nova Punch Rocket Pack. I love that pack. If you don't have it, go get it. It's an amazing rocket pack, and I use it a lot. You'll see a lot of mods. Like, these things are remote tech, but I haven't got to fiddle around with that, and the little bit I did, half the parts didn't seem to want to work for me. We are going to load up the Jupiter probe. I have the entire body saved except for the top, because I swapped out the top a couple times. This is the Jupiter probe. You have your solar panels, your whatever, I forget what those are called. What are these called? Let me find out what these are called, guys. 1 second. Utilities. I'm sorry about all the mods I have. These are called the radioisotope thermoelectric generators. Those are 2 on the sides of the probe. When you put them on, you'll put them on like this and just press, well, W or S depending on where you put them. I have 2 of the 1x6 solar panels. You can do the 2x3s. I just did 1x6 because it looks nicer to me. These 2 little fuel tanks that are over here. These things. And I actually just realized that the engine I use is a modded engine. I don't use this engine or this engine. That engine is too big, actually. I use this engine, which is actually the same engine. So I lied. I do use that engine. I thought it came with a mod pack. What we're gonna do for this probe is, well, I'm just gonna send the probe. What I normally do is I add the Kethane pack, and I just put the Kethane probe on top of it like this. That's all I do. But since I don't have to, I'll just go ahead and send this probe without anything on top of it. Because, well, no, I will. Here, I can do this, because I can use this probe, actually. But the rocket design itself is the little engine right here, those 2 fuel tanks, any really remote controlled, you know, electric probe body. I use the really flat one, this one, right here. The Probobatic probe, well, I can't pronounce it. You guys can see what it is, the OKT02. I used the insulated fuel tanks. I used 2 of those. One underneath, one on the bottom. These are all Nova Punch rockets, and I'll put a link in the description channel. I put wings to help stabilize it while it flies, and I put the monopropellant tanks. These are in-game. Let me find them. These. I use these monopropellants in 3s. I put 3 engines on the side, and I use decouplers. So I use these engines to get to as high as I can, which is generally about 10,000 feet. I go 90 degrees like I always do in my orbit tutorial. And I burn what's left of the fuel, then I press spacebar and I use this engine. This engine I think is better than these engines, but since this design works, I don't switch it. What the engine is I use these little engines right here. Let me find them. I use the Bearcat 1 series engines in 3s around these rockets. Then I use this engine, the liquid air fuel aerospike, for the main body. And as you can tell, it has twice the fuel also. I put these nose cones. It helps a little, but not a whole lot. I mean, you don't have to have them if you don't want them. The little tiny wings, they're not the big wings. They're not these wings. They're the smaller versions here. They're not those wings. They are the smaller ones. And I put that in sets of 3 around the rocket. And I also used from the Cosmos Station pack, I think is where these come from. I used the TKS RCS block. I have found that these RCS blocks work wondrously compared to the in-game ones, and I love them a lot. I use them on all my aircraft now. Alright, I'm gonna go show you how to get to the moon. Maybe if it loads. Gotta turn down my game volume also so you guys aren't deafened by the rocket noises once it loads. I'll be getting a new graphics card soon for anyone who's been watching my videos. Mine has been acting a little bit weird. Okay guys, we're back. Like I was saying right before my game crashed again, while I went to go record and it crashed second time when I was lowering the volume again. What it's doing is it's saying the screen resolution is unsupported because my graphics card apparently is derp. Never buy an MSI card. I mean, at least the newer ones seem to be having a ton of issues. I'm actually replacing...
A Canadian tells you to buy an MSN card. You should probably just kill him.
Yeah. Connor's in here too, by the way. He is playing Kerbal also.
Playing Kerbal, because I am a great person.
Alright, well, what I was going to show you guys, I'm going to show you to get to the moon. And we're going to go ahead and launch.
Hey, let's have a race to the moon.
This is still loud as hell. No, it's not. Okay, it's not that loud anymore. If you guys can't hear it, the video audio will probably switch loudness halfway through because I switched from my speakers to my headphones so you could hear Connor talk because he joined TeamSpeak right when my game crashed. And I got up here and started talking to him. Yeah, that's him. He's playing
I
Kerbal.
broke his game.
Yeah, he broke his game. Or my game, rather. But yeah, I'm going to show you to get to the moon. This rocket design will actually take you all the way to Minmus. I'm actually... You will end up having to
Oh,
use the probe fuel.
fuck am I looking at?
I don't know. You'll probably
The
end
stock lander is a piece of garbage.
up...
Look at this
yeah.
thing.
Yep. You'll probably end up... If you go to Minmus with this, you'll have to use the probe body's fuel tanks, and you'll probably end up running out of fuel. I actually did. I got it into a orbit that has a 10,000 small one and a
You ran out of
150,000
fuel?
big one. Going to Minmus with the rocket design I have, I'm gonna have to
Apparently
slightly
you have a
switch
crappy
it.
rocket design. I need to send you mine. Mine works fantastically.
I like my probe body rocket, I just had to do a little bit more fuel.
I actually created the specific unmanned satellite rocket.
That's what
Finally.
I've got. I've got one that can go all the way to Minmus. So, that's all I'm going right now.
Mine goes to Eve. And I had fuel left over, thank goodness.
There you go. I'm kind of role-playing it, saying that, like, the companies want... Because I have the Kethane mod, so I'm kind of role-playing it, saying that since we discovered Kethane... The Kethane deposits on Kerbin are running out. And we're playing it like the big companies want us to go and try and find Kethane deposits on other worlds. And we found Kethane on the moon already from a probe I had, which I'll actually show you guys here in a moment. And then the companies want me to try and go to Minmus and find Kethane there. And if we find Kethane, then I'll have unlimited funding to go to all the other worlds and see if they have Kethane.
And I sending a space plane mission over my base in the North Pole to get some scientific data. So that'll take like an hour or an hour and a half or so.
If you guys don't know what I'm doing, like you don't understand exactly what the hell I just did with going up to 10,000 feet and going to 90 degrees, watch the very first tutorial I did. It'll teach you all you need to know about getting into orbit, because that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to get into a stable orbit, and then I'm going to just get a rendezvous with the moon and get in orbit around the moon.
To the North Pole!
I find the moon's a lot easier to get around of. Some people think Minmus is. I think the moon is, because the moon actually has some gravitational field. You don't need to be right on top of the moon to get into its gravity like you do Minmus. And Minmus is at a slanted angle. Did you ever notice that, Connor, when you were going there?
What?
Did you ever notice that Minmus doesn't do a completely circular orbit around Kerbin? It has a really weird elliptical orbit.
Yeah, because when you have to match its equal plane, you have to like get a weird
Yep.
dopey angle.
That's why I ran out of fuel. I had like almost a quarter of a tank of fuel in the booster in the main engine rocket, and I didn't realize that I had to do that, and I had to burn almost 1,000 meters up to get into its gravitational field. Actually,
Climbing to 10,000 feet.
oh, well, that won't work. I timed this wrong. Okay. Well, we'll get this into an orbit, guys, and then we'll...
So I have realized, I don't know how my Kerbal flies. Because this cockpit, he doesn't see crap.
I know, none of your cockpits can see anything, and they're supposed to, I think Squad's supposed to work on that, so it looks...
I hope so, because like it shows on the top, it's like, oh yeah, it looks like a regular plane. No, he's like inside the thing, like in the crevice at the bottom.
Yeah, I
You
know.
can't see jack diddly shiznit.
I don't need to see.
Yeah, it's like, good thing I fly from third person, not first person. I'm gonna be flying blind.
The Mark II lander capsule actually has
A mod
one
with controls.
viewport. It has one viewport, and it's on the sides. You can, like, if you're going up, you have no idea where you're going. You just see out the side.
Any of them are like, with the one with the home mod, it goes straight up. So cool, I can see on takeoff. But on landing, I'm like, I hope I managed to point this in the right direction before I went into orbit.
Yeah. If you
Set up
guys,
sticky keys, goddamn you.
I know, right? If you guys want to know what I just did, I just putting this thing in an orbit. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's above 69,000 feet. Then when we get into an orbit, we're going to try and get an intercept at the moon, which I've gotten, which isn't that difficult. I find the moon a hell of a lot easier to get to than Minmus.
That's not what we wanted. Abort, stop, cease and desist.
Abort, everyone, abandon ship.
Yeah, we want to go left, not right.
Dude, I grinded World of Tanks last night for over an hour, probably 4 or 5 hours.
You should probably punch yourself in the face.
I want my Tiger II back, because I'm going up the E100. And
Why didn't you have the Tiger II anymore?
because I sold it a long time ago to go up the 704 tree, my Russian
Oh, that was
tree.
silly.
And I need 2.4 million. I started with 1 million credits and I was at 2.3 when I got off last night.
Impressive.
I just couldn't do it anymore. He was trying to get enough money to buy a tier 10 tank, so I feel bad for him.
How long does that take?
A while. I mean,
30 years of work?
Yes, because World of Tanks is such a grind fest, it's unreal. Because, you know, on War Thunder, you actually can make, well, they nerfed the income a little bit on War Thunder, but you can still make decent money. On World of Tanks, I took my IS-7 and I got shredded and blew up right at the start of the game. I went negative 30,000 credits.
That sounds like a wonderful time for everyone involved.
Yeah. Guys, what you're going to want to do right here is you're going to want, well, you'll see what I'm doing here, is I'm just trying to find a maneuver node. You'll probably want to play around with it just to see,
Maybe
find where
fondle it a bit,
the moon,
touch his
yeah,
boobs.
the moon goes this way around the planet. What you want to do is you want to take them and just click anywhere on the maneuver node, and increase the maneuver until you get something like,
Your
well, I'm trying to
mom.
get a better, well, that's weird. You'll want to get something like that. It'll show you, that just means you have an intercept.
Lane, what are you doing? Why are you turning like that? Stop turning! Cease and desist.
We're going to
Fired.
get pointed that away.
Oh, bollocks. That's not what I wanted to do. Ignore me.
Connor, do you use the,
Space planes are hard.
yeah, space planes are hard. Every time I try to custom build one, it just flips out and dies.
I don't even bother. I use the Albatross and I modify the Albatross because I think the Albatross is a fantastic looking plane.
Did you ever get that pack I linked you
Beller
last
one?
night?
No, I did not.
I thought I had it once, and there were so many parts. I'm like, eh. But I think it'd be really cool because that's like VTOL hover aircraft and all that other stuff, like legit VTOLs. You press spacebar to toggle it, then it'll go in jet mode.
Yeah, I've seen some custom made VTOLs from stock parts. Like I don't understand.
And
They're like
I
geniuses.
kind of messed that up. Not really. We're good. Never mind. Though we're probably gonna run out of fuel, but this probe was incredibly fuel efficient for small burns. Now, like I had to burn 600 meters in the probe, and that's why I ran
Yeah,
out of fuel.
landers are fantastic if you're trying to enter atmosphere because it takes so little fuel to move so
Oh yeah.
far. But it's just getting them back off the planet. Unless you're on the moon or Minmus where it's low gravity, you're in serious trouble.
As long as you don't go to a planet, getting stuff off the planet's generally easy.
Cough, cough, Eve, cough, cough, you're fucked.
Eve has more gravity than Kerbal, I think.
Everything else.
I think my game's spazzing. Yeah, my game's spazzing out. Apparently, when I get a maneuver node really close to the planet, it doesn't know if it's gonna have an intercept or not. Which is
Like, we're gonna guess here, and you're screwed.
there. Okay, we have an intercept.
We
Alright.
finally on the friggin' heading we want. Goodness gracious,
Yes.
it's taken like 5 minutes.
Alright, if you guys didn't see what I just did, I made a maneuver that increased all the way out, and I got an intercept of the moon, and you'll get a screen something similar to this. It'll get
Cool.
right here, and it'll say intercept moon encounter, whatever. And then I'm going to fast forward time, so we're not sitting here for 9 years.
Oh, that's nope, bad. Not 31, 331.
31 altitude. Yes. What?
Not altitude, my heading.
Oh. We are going to the moon. I don't know if I'll end up using this probe or not. We already have a prober on the moon. He's doing lots of circles. Alright, then I hope my game is okay. And then you'll get some weird screen orbit like this. You'll want to click at the parapsis or really anywhere along there and close the orbit. And, well, now you're in an orbit around the moon. Once you follow that maneuver node.
Congratulations, a land.
This isn't a probe that can land. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to try to land this probe, guys, just because Connor just said that.
Okay, have fun.
I don't know how well this is going to go, but
I've landed ones I didn't mean to land before. I just had a parachute on there. I was like, hey, why not?
I don't have a parachute on my probe, and I'm landing on the moon, so a parachute wouldn't help.
I know. I like planets with parachutes. Like Eve, for example.
I think I haven't been to any planet besides Eve. With a probe, at least. I'm going to send a probe once, you know, I find Kethane on Minmus. Because there is Kethane. If you get the Kethane mod, there is Kethane on every single planet, including Kerbal, or Kerbin, or whatever the hell they call it in this game. There's Kethane on the moon, Minmus, all the planets' moons. I am trying to fast forward this here, so you guys don't have to watch me sit here and board all day. Okay, we're going to be approaching. I don't even need that really. Close the distance. Probably 10
Now I get to
seconds.
play the hour-long waiting game for my guy to get to the North
There you
Pole.
go. I want to kill my velocity, which if you notice, well, hold on. Too much. Too much.
Although it is nice with space planes because I can walk away and go do something for like an hour and come back and it's still flying.
Yeah, well, that is kind of derpy, guys. You can notice that that orbit's not exactly horizontal
Dang
like
it!
I wanted
Hold
it to
on.
be.
Chatter's going insane. Kerbals, shut up.
Yeah, just go easy.
All of you, shut up.
I don't have the chatter mod. I really kind of want that.
It's fine until you're in TeamSpeak and like. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. Could you repeat the past 5 minutes of what you just said? My Kerbals are jibber jabbering about Hanukkah and shiznit in my ear.
Alright, what I just did right here is you'll want to click on the smallest point. It's pretty much like setting up your orbit around the Kerbal once you get to the moon and get like the way I just did. It's pretty much the exact same method. You click down here and you get your intercept point, or you're not your intercept points. You make the maneuver node tell you a general orbit that you're going to get. And then I gotta find the stupid little button.
Poor little Kerbal, you can't see crap. Probably terrified.
Probably
For
terrible.
you.
Slow down, slow down. Oh boy.
Speed up! Speed up!
It's not stopping. I probably should put more RCS on this thing, but whatever.
I've actually gotten this thing that goes like 430 meters a second.
How do I have a 400? Oh, because 3 times 150 is 450. I can do math, guys. It's okay. Well, I went to lunch today, and the cashier said 15.42, and I handed her $40.
He was like, her?
That's like, wait, what? That's like, I could swear I can do math. Fast forward time a bit. Ah. By the way, guys, if any of you are wondering what the new graphics card I'm getting, I'm probably getting a Sapphire 7770 Vapor X edition.
I don't think anybody asked.
We're about to crash into the moon. I have messed something up, guys.
You done fucked up.
I
Are you using
did.
MechJeb or manually?
I don't have MechJeb on my game anymore. What happen?
Oh,
What
yeah.
happens is since I use RCS and the moon's orbit is very finicky, I kind of, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and land. You guys know the general idea of getting something into orbit. I'm gonna try and land this because I can. If you guys want me to redo that, let me know and I'll gladly do it. I messed it up. Be careful with using RCS and maneuvering because when you're around low gravity orbits, it can mess you up sometimes. But here, you're gonna get a landing tutorial also. All you want to do is you want to kill your velocity like I'm doing. You'll notice my velocity plummeting and my sound glitching all the hell out.
Kill it until you're vertical. Then
Pretty
go
much.
down. Then put the little ball so it's on the top. And then slowly go down, and when you get close, kill your downward velocity and float to the ground. Pretty much.
That's pretty much
So
all you
much
wanna do.
easier on somewhere with atmosphere. You can use parachutes.
Yeah, it's easier when you can have parachutes. But
So
if
much
you're
more fun too.
if you're in an area that has no atmosphere like the moon, you'll want to
Or
do
Midwest.
exactly what I just did. Yeah, any moon really. I actually think there's some planets like the innermost planet.
I want to. Is that the one closest to the sun?
I think so, but I'm landing in a crater.
There was a guy on Reddit on the Kerbal subreddit that got 40 kilometers off course trying to land, and landed at the bottom of a. Oh goodness. How deep is that? Like a deep enough crater that the light didn't hit the bottom?
Yeah, that's exactly
At
what
the
I mean.
southern pole.
I
of the
really
moon?
love the new moon design. If you guys haven't played Kerbal in a while and you're watching this video, in 0.21 they made a legitimate looking moon. It is no longer ow. That was the ground. That is not how you land, guys. Well, that happened, guys. See, the problem with the moon is your altimeter isn't exactly set perfectly. So, considering it was
Or
dark,
sea level, which doesn't really work on the moon.
yeah,
There are craters everywhere
yeah, that's exactly what just happened. It was pitch black, and I didn't realize there was a mountain right next to me.
and unlevel terrain.
But yeah, you guys just watch that. But do exactly what I just told you. Kill your velocity, come down. Have lights, if you want to have lights aimed down towards the ground, so you can see the ground when you're landing. That's something that you probably should implement on all your things when you're landing on
That's
the
our
moon.
drop.
Or just make sure that make sure the sun's right above you. But that really concludes this day's tutorial. I hope it was okay. I know I didn't get around the moon.
But if you land a rover, word of advice, click on your back two wheels, and click toggle steering.
Yeah.
That makes it drive like a car, and not go ballistic like it does especially in low gravity planets.
Yeah. But hopefully that story will help you guys. Sorry about the crashing and the fact that I actually ended up messing up and not getting in a legit orbit around the moon. I'm going to go ahead and show you Jupiter that's around the moon right now.
Jupiter.
Yeah, when I name probes, I look at stuff around my desk, and I had something I got a long time ago from a gift shop, and it was a train engine that has Jupiter on the back. So I'm like, hey, I could name my probes Jupiter.
Negative 52.86. Is that? Even Kelvin. I don't know. Kerbal heat measurements. I'm gonna call it Kelvin.
But
Negative
yeah, guys.
52, almost negative 53 Kelvin at 10,000 meters.
But this probe is a Cathane probe. It has the It's exactly the same probe I showed you, except it also has a laser thing on it because I needed a laser because I used a laser to blow up stupid, annoying debris. And you can also use it to help you dock and stuff. I don't really use it anymore because I just find that the more stuff you have to help you, sometimes it lags more. But when you use the Cathane mod, you'll go around a planet, you'll see it scanning right now. It scans little hexagons. I think that's 6 sides. I don't really know off the top of my head. No, that's not 6 sides. But you'll see it scanning, and you'll see these mean there's nothing in them. This means there's no data because the probe hasn't gone over it, and this means there's Cathane in it. And I love the Cathane mod because you can go down, mine Cathane, and come back up. You can convert the Cathane to any kind of fuel in the game, and then you can use it. It makes you have a legitimate purpose to land on the planets. That's why I use it. But yeah, this concludes this tutorial, guys. Connor just took off his headset, so I don't think he'll be saying bye to you. I don't think. Connor, you still there? Apparently not. I'm going to show you my space station one last time, because I'm going to close out the video the way same place I opened it. I doubt there'll be another solar eclipse. But we never know, right, guys? And that Cathane is in the way. Atlas, fly. If any of you want to know what all mods I have, please put a comment in the section, and I'll actually make a video one day showing the mods I have and showing what all they do. This is my space. Here's my space station again, guys. I actually have lights. I do not have lights. Apparently that was on my old space station. I actually had a station completely like this. And if you don't know, you can press F5 to do quick saving, and press F9 to load from that. I learned that from Connor, and I accidentally held down F9, and it reverted me back for like 2 days. So I had to rebuild the station again. So I've been having great fun.
That's what we're doing.
But this is my space station, guys, and thank you for watching the tutorial. If you want me to do a more thorough tutorial on how to get in orbit around the moon, or really the moon or Minmus, I'll do another tutorial, another legit tutorial on just landing and landing a rover. But for now, I'm just going to show you this tutorial, and I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
I didn't like it. It sucked.
Yeah, Connor didn't like it.
Kill yourself.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask me the questions. We're going to close inside the Hitchhiker module with a Kerbal who is having way too much fun sitting in a tiny box. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video, and have a great, well, I'm going to say day because it's 2:42, but thank you for watching my video, guys.